couple things first. One, popsicles. Love them. Don't get any weird vibes either. But I was gonna do. I had like 2 other videos planned, but I guess at the moment I'm so scatterbrained that I can't necessarily put those together right now. I mean, I was making notes and I was like, I'm gonna do them because I was gonna film today regardless, but I didn't have the thought process like at the moment to like put all of those thoughts together into one consecutive video and not lose my shit halfway through. Just one of them days. I'm just all over the place. Like I said, I'm scatterbrained, not in a bad way, in a good way. And so today will be a vent sesh, but so I can like kind of just clear my head. If anybody doesn't know what a vent sesh is, and like you question like what the fuck is this for, but I sometimes need to heal my throat chakra, and the best way to do that is to admit what I'm going through and to talk it out, because sometimes when I talk it out and hear it for the first time, it's different than when it plays in your head, because when it's in just your head, it's just your thoughts by themselves, but a little less deciphering. But hearing them in real time, real life is a great way for me to like kind of get my shit together. But what I am going to do though is I'm going to be right back because I went to the beach yesterday, and I'll get into that, and I got seashells and I want to put them like around my area. So like spiritual stuff, and plus get a shirt, so BRB. Cool, so plot twist. I didn't feel like putting on a shirt, so I just put on my cardigan. Anywho. So at this current moment, I am closing out a lot of cycles and starting anew, which I guess can sound kind of pretentious, but no, it's true. Like, I got a new job, and I have orientation Thursday, and I started on Saturday, and this so means I would eventually leave the job that I have now behind. And not in a bad way. I think it's just at 22, it's okay for me to admit that I've outgrown something that used to be me. You know what I mean? I think a lot of people don't, or always made to feel guilty about like not keeping the same job. And I mean, I'm someone who sticks with the job for a minute. Like, I'm not someone who comes in, matter of fact, I hate people who come in and work for like a week or a day and you never see them again. Cause it's like, bitch, why apply? But to the point of, this is my last popsicle, dude. Kind of upset about it because I could just go to the store and get more. I mean, I have Italian ice in my freezer too, but like popsicles hit different for me. But then I do the Italian ice, and that shit hits different for me too. Anyways, so I guess I haven't had a new job since. What's your thing? Did you the job you have now? No, but I've had jobs in between, like second jobs. I actually technically have a third one at the moment. I do 3 things, including the job I start now. So it was really good. But I guess part of me is still partly nervous, only because anytime I go to a job, I think the attention is always put on me because of my attractiveness, if that makes sense. So I'm always looked upon like the worst type of person. I don't know. I'm also like, but I partly am over that fear that like I'll fuck up on the job because I don't think that's possible anymore. I mean, you could always fuck up, but I mean, like for me right now, it just doesn't matter to me anymore. I know my skills and my talents, and the reason why I applied for this job is because, in my opinion, my skills and talents can be used for other things. I think right now I'm doing the bare minimum with them. I mean, I definitely, you know, started the YouTube and YouTubes. I have multiple, and I'm growing that simultaneously. But how do I put that? I'm growing them simultaneously, but in the 3D realm, or in the more like logical front, because this is where my creativity lies. Part of it. I mean, some of it lies elsewhere. I have a lot of creative aspects and projects, but part of the creativity is my YouTube videos and my channels, but I also like want to create a stable life for myself. But what is changing for me now is that I want to create it for myself. So it sounds weird, but when I say that, I mean like I truly want to create it for the intention of giving myself what I want. I think a lot of times in the past, I had a tendency to want grand things, but I also wanted them in the way that felt like I couldn't have them, number one, and felt like I had to show it off to others to prove that I can get it. Now, it just, something on my camera. Now, for me, it's just stability. Like, I truly want what I want because it's for me. Like, I want to do it because I want to be at peace and I want to be happy when I wake up and go home. You know, when I wake up and lay down at night. That's just something that I want for myself. I'm in an apartment now, but I want a house. I know a lot of people are gonna get it now because I can definitely afford it for myself, and I just want a space where I can truly make it mine. That's fucked up. Whew. Sorry, I may edit that out, but I might not. Not that I couldn't make, you know, my apartment mine now. It's just that like anyone can attest to this. There's always this feeling of being at someone else's mercy. Like even with my dog, I'm not hiding the fact that I have a dog, but I'm also not paying. I also am not like telling everybody I have a dog. So like, if they find out, it'll probably be like a shock to them a little bit. But like, I mean, there's sometimes where like I feel like I'm abiding by someone's schedule when I take her out, and that sounds dumb as hell, but it's true. Because sometimes like I'll take her out before, like I wake up early in the morning, and I mean I would do it regardless, but like sometimes like I try, like the office, I think my office isn't open until like 9, so I try to get her like out and, you know, kind of done by 9. Sometimes like also my office closes at 6 if I'm not mistaken, so sometimes I'll take her to the park more in the afternoon than I would in the morning like I used to. And not that it really puts a hinder in any of my plans really, but there are times where like I'm getting her ready and I'm like, there's moments where I just want to do this like whenever the fuck I feel like it. Like sometimes I want to take her out in the middle of the afternoon, you know, just so she can, you know, get used to using the bathroom in the afternoon, because sometimes she has to. But I can't do that sometimes because sometimes I feel like I'm hiding, oh god, this thing's tight, hiding her in a sense. But, you know, and another thing is I think, another thing that's happening is that I am growing into understanding that these are possibilities now. And I say that is like yesterday I went to the beach and I learned that I want to expand my life, expand it into a, like, I didn't think I was this type of bitch, but I am this type of person where I want a relationship that I can grow into, not just get into, if that makes sense. I don't want to just jump into something. I want to be able to have someone where we can get to know each other and choose our own values and rules. And I want to go on double dates and plan vacations for me and my friends and, you know, do shit like that. And I just, and this grew out of this pain and of loneliness and cringiness because I was so tired of like being like restricted, but realizing that the only person restricting me was me. I mean, there's other aspects. Is there like, I mean, I kind of went through assess my life, and like, I don't think there's a lot other than like maybe my credit, which I'm working on because I like bullshit. I fucked up my credit, but still working on that too. Um, and sometimes I get discouraged about that too. But like, every time I sit down and think it through, I do get like intuitive uh, messages to like how to fix that. And now, and I did write it down the other day, so like I do have a plan, so now it's a little much easier to look at it and see it. She's so cute. But yeah, I'm just expanding my imagination, and therefore expanding my imagination, therefore expanding what I want to bring into this life. And in the simpler message, expand your mind, expand your life. So like, for example, I dreamt of relationships or imagined relationships based on the fact that I wanted to be fulfilled by one. But not the relationships aren't fulfilling, but again, like, is there something that I'm trying to have a relationship heal that I won't? And one of the things I realized was that I truly think I don't deserve it sometimes. And I was like, where did, like, damn, have I always thought like that? Because sometimes I think media and society kind of perpetuates this idea that love is like something that is so unobtainable. Like, and not just like, and I want to say more so unobtainable, but sometimes yes, but like more so like giving us unrealistic expectations of a certain standard of love, which is crazy. So like we're made to want the materialistic and the mushy shit of love, but we don't want the respect. We don't want the communication. You know what I'm saying? It's always like this misunderstanding, and like, well, sometimes it's just misunderstanding. And it's like, yeah, for sure, but like never to the point where like I have to feel trapped in a relationship. And yesterday I went to the beach with my dog, and we just, by the way, nature is so gorgeous because we walked that beach for a good minute until the sun went down. And that was one of the most, and I haven't like gone on a road trip by myself, and I wasn't by myself because I have a dog, but I think that's also what made it better, is that like a part of me definitely wants to have a life where me and my dog can go do things, because she is my best friend at this point. I mean, I have a best friend, but like truly my best friend, unconditional love, no, I was gonna say no hassle, but she irritated me this morning, but it's okay. But like a buddy, like having like a little buddy, and I think that's what made the difference. Because I've been on road trips by myself. That shit is not fun. I legit went to Charlotte to do the same shit I would do legit here, which I guess is like, at the time it was like, damn. I mean, I went for another reason, but like, that was kind of during COVID where everything was kind of fucked up, and I was like, and I was looking for a dance studio, but at the time I was ready for a dance studio because rejection is divine protection, and the both ones I went to weren't open at which time I went, and I was like, fuck it. And then I went to like the bookstore, and I don't remember if I ate lunch or whatever, but it was a very like boring day. I went to the mall. That's what happened. I went to the mall, and it was very like lonely because nothing really like happened or came of it, and I'm not a big shopper like in person, so it was very like annoying. But hold on, I felt like I had to go change. I don't know. Also, looking at like a couple of videos I've made thus far, I feel like I look the same in like all of them because of the hat and the glasses. Because I don't change them. I mean, I do, but like sometimes I don't feel like doing my fucking hair. I just don't. Also, a couple of shows I got from the beach, kind of nice, kind of cute. I think they were kind of fun because this one's my favorite because it's perfect. But I think they were kind of fun because my dog kept finding them. She just kept like walking over to him, and I was like, "Wow, you even that good of shit?" Because I was like definitely like, not that I tasked her with like finding shells, but like she was like just kind of sniffing around. I was like, "Well, if you're gonna do it, do it." I have like a, not like a, witches will understand this. I have like a weird kind of like space area, and like I kind of surround it with things that like I find from nature, different protective magic. It's weird. Okay. Anyways, back to my point. So going to the beach yesterday, I realized that like I am a bitch who wants that kind of lifestyle. I want to enjoy the finer things in life, and I think sometimes well, I would say sometimes I got used to denying myself the finer things in life, and not out of like me thinking I can't deserve it, but someone. I mean, of course, I have to budget from time to time, and you know, when I started out, I mean, like I'm a fan of the dollar store. Okay, I just found a $10 less store yesterday on my way to Charleston, and it's like right here in the city. I was like, I didn't know that. I didn't know that at all. I'm gonna go check it out. If you hear noise, I'm just shuffling. So again, I tarot read, so sometimes I just shuffle to kind of get messages for me. It always works out. Let's see. Anyways, I think it's important for people to kind of expand a bit, but that's why I'm so not adamant, but I'm so like a fan of being by yourself, because sometimes when you expand your own horizons, you can imagine it takes you further, because now you can see that you can have more. And I think, which is something I want to bring up, which is kind of funny. So yesterday when I went to I went to Charleston. I don't know if I said that, but I went to Charleston, and that's where the beach was, obviously. And I went to Sullivan's Island specifically, and when I went there, there were all these cute and beautiful restaurants, I must say. You know, everybody was it was kind of fun. It was like a dad there with his shirt off. Like, I don't say that to be like, oh, he's so hot. I mean, was he hot? In like a dad sort of way. But the smoke is sage. I cleanse the cards. But for sure, it was like, it just kind of showed me that like everybody was just kind of there to have a good time, if they were to have fun. It was nice to watch a bunch of people have fun. I think in a lot of times I would always be, it's something I kind of recognize that I would kind of be, I would kind of be jealous of people who would like have fun. Like sometimes I would look at families, and I can openly admit that now. Like I would openly look at like relationships and like dates and double dates and stuff like that, and be like, ugh, like what the fuck. But that comes from that mindset that like I can't have that, but I can totally have that. And I think being black and gay kind of like plays into that, because yesterday I had to remind myself when looking at all that. I shit you not, I drove by and I was like, oh my God, like I got nervous. And I was like, why am I fucking nervous about like restaurants? It's weird that I want to try. And I wouldn't say that it was, and sometimes there is this notion that like I can't differentiate between nervousness and excitement, because sometimes your body can be excited and you perceive it as nervousness because of your own fear. And I learned how to differentiate the two. And so I was very much so nervous, but I had to remind myself that like that is an actual thing that I can have. I'm gonna put that over there. That I can have a lifestyle such as going out or going to Charleston with friends or someone romantic and actually enjoying that with somebody. Sometimes I always believe that like, I think I look at like friendships and see people in like different connections, and I'll instantly like shit on it. Like I'll be like, oh, I bet they're fake, or they don't know each other, or this, that, and the third. And could it be true? Probably. I mean, again, I'm very empathic. I can very much so feel energy around things, and sometimes I sense things that y'all don't even sense, and I'll be like, ooh, child. You know, when that blows up, it blows up. It ain't gonna be me, bitch. Okay. But sometimes I just feel like me shitting on different aspects of life prevents me from obtaining those aspects of life because I feel like if I shit on it, then it's my justification for why I can't have it. But it's like, I can have it, bitch. Like, I can go on double dates. Someone can be interested in me. That's another thing that like I had to get over, is that like I always think that like I have to go chasing after something, or I have to do so much or jump through hoops for whatever I have not to slip through my fingers. But I've come to now realize that like things that slip through your fingers per se are things that weren't really meant for you in certain ways. So it wasn't meant to be in your life forever, but maybe I'm really tired. Driving so much. But sometimes having those things forever isn't something that you need. Sometimes you just need to have things in your life for just a second. Sometimes you need, the only reason is like just a season. You know what I mean? I don't know, it's like 10 o'clock, which means great happiness. But I guess my entire like lessons I had to learn, was that like I can access the different parts of life if I wanted to, and I'm allowed to access those parts of life. Spirit, give me a clear message on what I'm going through at the moment. And that I'm allowed to experience things that make me happy. Like, I was going over the bridge yesterday, and the first time I've ever been on like a bridge. Not like just like a bridge that crosses like water, because I mean like we've all been, what else did the bridge cross? But like sometimes, not like just one of those highway bridges, like an actual like, God, like those beautiful suspended bridges. Is that what it's what it? Yeah, suspended bridges. It was very exciting. It was really cool. I was a little nervous because I was like, I don't know. It was like my inner child acted the fuck up yesterday, okay? But it was excitement that I haven't felt in a very long time. And I thanked Spirit a lot after that, because I was like, I didn't even know I can get so giddy over a bridge. But it did, and I have no shame in it. I have no shame in admitting that I had a great time just driving over that bridge. Oh my God. My GPS took me a different way though. It took me to a different bridge, and I was like, it was just really high up, and it was cool, but like it wasn't the same suspended bridge, and I was like, damn. I'm kind of like excited about what life can bring me now that I have different horizons and different options. It's great to choose, and sometimes it's like, damn, I don't know what to choose, but like I'm at the moment where Spirit's kind of handing me option after option after option. I just have to expand my mind and understand that like I can do it. Another thing, what was I gonna say? There was something kind of important too. God, it was really important. It was kind of the whole message. Wow, what the fuck was I thinking of? Oh crap, because I started channeling. Every time I channel, I get like really flustered in thought. Because I haven't like, and I'm trying to talk about something completely different. If I was doing a tarot reading, it would be easier, but like I'm legit just shuffling cards and energy while talking about something completely different. It's on the tip of my brain. What was I gonna think? What was I gonna say? Learning to subconsciously tell myself that I'm not lacking. Sometimes people who know this, your brain, so fun fact, your brain is psychologically wired, scientifically, not just spiritually. Your brain is scientifically wired to focus on the lack of things in your life rather than the thing that you do have. So for example, even if you have all your bills paid, or 96% of your bills paid, that 4% of your bills that aren't paid is what you're going to be worried about. And sometimes you can perceive that as a bigger threat than it actually is. That's not saying don't pay your bills, but you know what I mean? And I am Wow. But my tarot readings, I got a King of Wands and Queen of Wands. It's kind of dope. I know what Spirit's trying to say too. But I had to fix the relationship I have with how I view things and what limitations I placed upon my life. Because sometimes you can get to a place where you can kind of just think, well, like, wow, this is it. But I want more and I deserve more, and subconsciously telling myself and reminding myself every day, I would rather say, kind of make sure that like I don't fall back into this mindset of believing that like I can't have anything that I want, because I can at times get very like in my own head about stuff, and I'll be working and working and working and working, but yet never know what I'm working towards. And I think now it's different because it's exciting to understand that like what I'm working towards now. Like I truly want different things, and I think fully understanding that I can have it is a big deal. Another thing that like I'm going through is that like love at the moment is taking a back seat, and I am so happy and proud of myself to say that. I had to learn that like, one, I am love, and I know like people learn that, and I learned it for a long time, and I got the message, but it was hard to implicate it into my life to where like I believed it. I was always believing, like, again, same thing. I mean, again, back to when I see relationships and stuff like that, I would like shit on it and be like, it's whatever. Like, it is what it is. Like, and so, but somewhat with that mindset of like, I can never have that, but I can. And like, now I'm realizing that at this very moment, I am more than happy to admit that I'm not really ready for a relationship. And I think that's one of the hardest things to admit, is because, you know, society always wants us, and people just wants us to always be in a relationship to be like fulfilled or complete. But for me right now, I'm a busy bitch. Like, I'm not trying to be funny, but like, doesn't mean that I don't want somebody to come into my life, and maybe if it goes however it goes, it, you know, it is what it is and it goes the way it goes, for sure. And I'm definitely going with the flow, but like, I'm not out here like looking specific, because dating's become trash, to be honest. I want to be, if you want to keep it 100, keep it a bean, and like, relationships and dating is pure garbage today, all right? But sometimes I do feel like, I'm looking at the card that just came out. I guess I gotta be more honest. Sometimes I look at like, so, is that 7 of Swords or 9 of Swords? 9 of Swords. Sometimes I get very saddened by the fact that like, I do personally want to be in a relationship, and I want someone to care about me in the way that I care about them. And sometimes I feel and do cry over the fact that like, it feels like that sometimes may never come, but I think admitting to myself that like, right now, would I be capable and ready to like deal with somebody else's life, and how, and you know, meshing their word with mine? And maybe so, maybe I am, and I just don't know it yet. But all I know is right now is that I can say that I'm not out here looking for someone to be my significant other, because at the moment, it sounds like I'm being a cliche like guru, but like, I am my own like best friend and best boyfriend at the moment. Like, I support myself. I am looking at life with a new perspective, and that perspective allows me to fully tackle whatever I want, and makes me more ambitious and more wanting for my goals. Because now I don't want it to impress everybody else. I don't want it to be the most popular bitch in school, you know what I mean? I think what's happening is I'm, one, going through another spiritual awakening for sure, but I think also in turn, I'm also growing the fuck up. I am doing what people, in my opinion, my age, have not done ever. No one's grown the fuck up. New journey, the fool, if you don't know. But new journey, and I'm loving the fact that I'm taking it. I'm happy to be on this. I'm happy to start over. I love going through spiritual awakenings, which is so fucking odd for like me to say, because trust me, spiritual awakenings aren't like waking up and going, I'm an enlightened bitch. Like, it hurts. It hurts. It's not always fun, but I go through it, the Emperor. This is just for people who are interested in tarot readings. Wow, I make these videos. And I don't use them in my other videos, but like in my event sessions, it helps me keep calm and kind of clarify my ideas. Because sometimes I can get very jumbled in thought. But I definitely like enjoy the fact that like I can go into like this hermit mode and come out on top for myself. And every time I go into like this shell of mine, I come out every time with a new perspective, a new leash on life, and I learn more than I did the last time. And I think it's time that I start reminding myself of how proud I'm making myself. I'm doing a great job, bitch, okay? And I think at times we don't congratulate ourselves enough for being the best that we are. Like, that's what I want to say. I finally remember what the fuck I was trying to say earlier. I stopped beating myself up and started to remind myself that it's okay to go through what I go through. King of Wands came out again. I started reminding myself that, and I think I told this in like, I can't remember, I think it was one of my readings I just put on my other channel. But like, I'm an introvert, and sometimes it takes me a minute to like, not work up the courage, but I guess so. Yeah, work up the courage to like do things that most people would want to do. But I mean, also respect the fact that I'm not like a public motherfucking person. But like yesterday when I was going to the beach, it took me a minute to find a parking spot. And I was like a little upset because like I went to this like across the street to where like they had parking. It wasn't really parking per se, but it was just like a building, and like it wasn't a private property, so you could park there, I guess. But I was nervous to do it, and then I asked Spirit to help me find a parking spot, and I found one, and it was like, I think it was like a handicap spot, and then like another car parked there. But like if you parked right where I parked, like it was, you could look at it and be like, that's not handicap, but like look at it, but it's not. And that's kind of what I did, because there weren't lines. It was just like, you know, obviously like sand and stuff. But I for a second was gonna be like, I can't believe you, because I didn't want to go so far, because I was afraid of like if I went too far down, because it was like a dead end. You went down to like a very narrow path, and there was the beach, and I was came out twice. I was actually, I don't know what that is. Yeah, and I had kind of like, I don't know, there's a hot guy at my window. I had kind of like avoided trying to go down that path because I was like, I don't want to like turn around if like I can't turn around, you know what I mean? And then I'd be stuck. But you know, I got there and I was like, oh, this isn't that bad. And normally, imagine utopia. Wow, so channel message for people who believe in that but don't. Perfect 10. I forgot. The song just, I don't know if you can hear it, but it's a song called Perfect 10, which I adore. And it's like my hype up song. I didn't even know I played on this part. God, I gotta look it up who it's by, and I'll probably put it down in the comment section or description of the video, because it's a really good song if you want to listen to it. The perfect time. The perfect time. It's fine. Okay. But I like truly, so anyways, back to the point of the story. So I went and I parked and I got out or whatever, and I was walking the beach and I was like, normally I would like beat myself up and be like, I can't believe you, again, like you took forever to find a parking spot. Like you should be smarter than that. You should be like, that's what my parents would do to me. It's not fun. It's not helpful nor beneficial. So I've told myself that like you did a good job. You did it, and I remind myself that you did a good job. You found the parking spot. I was creative with how I parked that car, okay, and making sure that it was not in the handicap spot. And I was like, I had to like, I'm again learning and teaching myself to give myself props for when I do great and amazing things. These expectations keep on weighing me down. He's telling me to get the hell out. Live beside this upside down. In a minute and pretend. Ooh, child. And I think now that I have this courage and to like fight my own mindset, and I am fighting my own mindset, and coming out on top gives me this energy that like I want to keep going, because it is somewhat exhilarating and exciting, especially when I think of how far I've come mentally and physically, but more mentally. Like I used to be a kid where I was scared of my own thoughts and scared that I'd never be able to quiet. I thought, not even say never scared of being, like I honestly thought quieting your mind and having like a paced thought was something that was physically impossible. I thought that just like your mind was supposed to be a mental hell. Especially when I was a kid. Like I truly believed that. Like, and I know, and maybe that's just a Scorpio thing, because I know a Scorpio now who thinks like that, but he's an adult. And I'm like, you gotta like, and if you ever see this Jordan, bro, like you figure it out. It's not that hard. I mean, it's hard, but like, that's why I put up these videos, so you can see that like it's not just you. It's not just you alone. It's other people too. I think these are the parts of life that people don't talk about. We're all just supposed to be at a certain place because society tells us to, but it's not. This is the work that has to be done. This is the work that has to get done. Like, it's not easy for me to go through my own emotions. Sometimes it just happens out of nowhere a lot of times, and it's so jarring. I hope I don't cry. I feel like I'm about to cry. But like, I sometimes realize that I have to take all my energy and kind of take it backwards, because like I need to fill my own cup at times, because I be empty, bitch. Okay, I love people, but sometimes I give more of myself to them than to anyone else, and I don't want to do that anymore. I want to I just want peace for me and my dog. You know what I mean? Like I just want peace, beauty, and love for my dog and I to just be happy, be at peace, wake up every morning and knowing that like we got it. You know what I mean? Like I am done beating myself up for not being in places that I didn't know I could be in. You know what I mean? Like I think a lot of time, it's not saying that you shouldn't want more for yourself, but sometimes I get to a certain position and point in life and I don't give myself enough time to relish in it. I don't give myself enough time to celebrate the fact that like, hey, bitch, I got here. You know what I mean? Like I got to this step, I got to this moment in time, and like I should be proud of myself, proud of the fact that like I'm not where I started. You know what I mean? I think that's more of an accomplishment than anything. You're not always where you started. You've moved on, you've moved forward, and I think it's amazing that we can do that, but we're not taught to give ourselves the props of being like, hey, sometimes the accomplishment isn't getting to your goal the next day, but sometimes just waking up and going, I don't think the same way I did yesterday, and now I love myself a little bit more is a big deal. It should be an accomplishment for you, and that should make you happy. Who cares what everybody else thinks? And therefore, that's one of the things that make me really proud and happy with myself, that I got this job, because I truly didn't appreciate the way I'm not saying truly appreciate, I appreciated everything in my life. I still appreciate everything in my life, but I'm grateful for everything that is given to me, any way and every way possible. But I wasn't happy with the state of my life, and I do what I normally do. I tapped in the universe, and I went in and I was like, hey, can you help me change this? And the universe was like, yeah, for sure. And they gave me, and are still giving me, and blessing me with everything that I could possibly wanted. And more, and more. I think that's the best part, is I get to have whatever I want and more. And I'm excited about that. I'm excited about going through that and getting that. And I know that the more effort and work and energy I put in towards the things that I want, the more I get back, because all of it's already mine. I just have to reach the frequency that matches it. Also, while I'm venting, I got a couple things from Spirit, and not from Spirit, but yes, kind of. They were kind of like gifts, per se, in my opinion. But I got a new pair of shoes that are coming, I want to say, in the next couple of days. And I also got Moldavite. And if you don't know what Moldavite is a gemstone, or a crystal, I would say, that is actually one of the very few crystals that is actually, not want to say rare, but very limited, per se. It's not going to be around for forever, if I'm not mistaken. So you should get you some while you do it. But Moldavite promotes and actually causes huge, major changes in your life. So crystals have the powers to do all kinds of things, and there are crystals that I should get a crystal that actually protect me against a couple of other things. This Thursday maybe is my opinion, but Moldavite is actually really hard to come across, and actually I got it from Etsy, and it's just a small piece, but it doesn't matter how big it is. Moldavite's really good. If you have let's say if you hated your job and you just wanted to get up and quit, Moldavite's that thing where don't worry, bitch, we got it. The universe, where if you had it in your possession, the universe would be oh no, that's what we want? Okay, I got it. And then next day, maybe you're fired for something that doesn't make any sense, and you're what the fuck? And maybe you're a little upset, but hey, it's what you wanted and you're not afraid of it. And I think that's where I'm at, but I'm slightly afraid, because I'm I don't know what the hell Moldavite's gonna do when I get here. But I'm also so excited. I'm so excited about life now. And it's a big deal coming from someone like me, who was at a time, again, really, really believed that life was supposed to be a shit show. Because I figured there was no way out of anything negative. But I'm the only way out. You see that makes sense? I'm the only one that can do the things that I want to do to get to where I want to be. And right now, I'm truly in the space of desiring, being grateful for the life that I have now, in all of its entirety, in its facets, the lows, the highs, the greats, the terribles. I'm glad about whatever I get, because I know whatever I get that comes to me, is for great reason. And I listen to my intuition and spirit, and I allow the world to guide me to where I truly, truly, truly need to be. And I'm not afraid anymore, because I know I'm trusting. I guess I trust in the universe, which I guess I already did, but truly never really believe in it, in my opinion. But I'm excited. I'm excited to see what this new job brings, new friendships, new relationships. Oh, that was another thing I had to realize. So the last job I got, I worked at a place that I don't think I'm gonna name, because I think Value City would hate that. But only because and I only didn't want to name it because I was I'm gonna have a lot of story time based on that fucking job too. Later on down this channel, and I ain't hiding shit, okay? Which is funny because the commercial came on. I never see Value City commercials, but every time I mention that fucking place, like it just. But that's like how I think that's how America and the FBI works, because I'll think of some shit and the FBI was like, "Did you mean this?" And I'm like, "Why are you in my head? Why are you there? And while you're there, why aren't you helping me with some of this fucking shadow work, bitch?" But I am just ready. I think I'm just ready for whatever this life has to bring now, and I'm not rushing anything anymore as well. I think I always was so focused on the timing of things and when was I gonna get it, and when did this come along, and when does this happen. But things that I want are, I thought that was a Knight of Cups. That's a death card. Holy shit. I don't. I don't want things to come when I want it, because sometimes when I want it isn't when I need it. Like this, like I started this channel 7 months ago, and I know the videos that I have that I deleted, but like when I started it, it was me identifying where I guess I wanted to go, but at the time, that John that existed at the moment was not able to, I don't know if you heard that. I was trying to say capable and able, so I said able. Was not capable of nurturing this channel and being as vocal. I definitely wasn't as vocal. You know, even 7 months ago, I just wasn't as vocal as I was now about things and how I wanted, and I just didn't feel great about myself at the time, and I guess my throat chakra was just a little blocked. So, you know, there was nothing that at the time, like, that John couldn't have truly gotten out his thoughts in the way that I'm doing it now. And even though it's not, even the way I'm doing it right now, it's not like super like, you know, I don't get me wrong, like I'm getting my thoughts out and the things that I want to say out, but sometimes I'm like, you could do that better. But I'm working on it. That's fine. Like, I don't care. I'm just leaving the old me behind because that bitch doesn't need to exist anymore. He grew up. He grew out of the stage of always trying to people please and always wondering about what people are thinking. And it's now more about me and what I want to do and what I can do for myself. And I'm more than excited to fully embrace that and fully tackle any challenge that comes my way, because all the challenges that I faced up until now, I don't know if you can see it, but it looks like I won. You know what I mean? Like, but yeah, I'm ready. Like, I'm ready and I'm excited. I'm even like working on gaining a little bit more muscle. I know it sounds like odd, but like it's exciting to me to like I know it may look a little birdie, but like, hey, it's a little more than it was a couple months ago. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just looking at something real quick. Sorry. Sorry, I get distracted. I know y'all, whoever just joined, but I have an Oracle deck and that I work on, and it's kind of pretty. It's kind of nice. Just different topics, different sometimes song quotes, and different intuitive words that help when I do readings, just help them along. Sometimes Oracle decks are very expensive, and I was like, Spirit was like, you can just make your own. Oh, I also have different angel numbers as well. That's nice. So like I have different things, but it's not just angel numbers and stuff like that. But it's not just like bullshit, like, because I also have like some hard truths in here too. But what came out was, want to see my favorite card? This is my favorite card. I know, it's so fucking pretty. So bitch, like, especially because I'm an artist. Like, again, giving myself props when I need to give myself props. I didn't give myself props for creating these. So I was shuffling. That one came out. This one came out. I know they're so pretty, y'all. I really proud of myself about these cards. And this one. This one's legit about what I'm doing right now. When I wrote it, it was literally about me coming into my own energy and branching out into different things and showing the world who I am. So even though some people may look at this video and be like, this nigga gay, this nigga stupid, or whatever, like, it doesn't matter because I'm proud of myself regardless. God, this video's fucking 35 minutes, which means if I add the other video to it, it's gonna be a goddamn hour long. And sometimes YouTube is a natural birth pain in the ass trying to upload a video over like 30 minutes. So we'll see how that one works out. But try to clean up my cards. Okay, cool. Wow, that's real dope. Bottom of the deck. If you don't know what bottom of the deck is, or I used to do top of the deck sometimes, is when I put my cards away and I turn them over, which would be the bottom of the deck. And then I see what cards at the bottom. So I got King of Pentacles, Three of Cups, and the Green Light. So if you know what the Green Light is, the Green Light card for my, yeah. But I appreciate you kind of listening to this event sesh. I'm still working on getting some things worked out on my channel, different, a little bit more description down below, and different like maybe timestamps so I can kind of like get y'all skipped. Because I know sometimes I can ramble upon dumb shit. So I guess trying to work on getting some like timestamps to get skipped through some of this shit. Or I can just not make it force you to watch it because hey, views. But nevertheless, thank you for watching this typical event sesh. Glad you stuck around. Don't forget to like and subscribe or comment about anything that maybe you guys like felt like resonated with you, or you guys kind of felt connected to, or like maybe you guys shared the same experience, or maybe I brought up some thought processes that you're like, oh, I think like that too. And if you want me to help you how to change, to kind of get you to help you how to change them, I can do that too as well. It's really hard, so sometimes, and I do it to my best friend. Oh, which is the story time in itself. That's a story for yesterday too. Ooh, child. But I may make that a separate video. No, I have to make that a separate video. But yeah, so I will see you guys at the next video. Thank you for watching. Bye.